Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. How are you? Happy Sunday. First and foremost, straight out of the traps, let me apologise to you all profusely for the mess up with the times this morning. I set the stream up last night, and I don't know what happened, but I woke up this morning. I was like, "What am I doing? I can't make that time. I've got to be out somewhere." So I thought I'd reschedule it. I'm almost certain I had, but then I just sort of dial into the background of the show and see that everyone's waiting, and I'm so sorry. It's not usually something that I would ever do intentionally at all, of course. But yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I hate wasting people's time, so I'm sorry if you're waiting around. But hopefully I'll make up for it with some entertainment, or at least some nonsense, some absolute waffle. You come to the right place if that's what you want, people. Waffle a lot. Sir Waffle lot over here. What is crack-a-lacking? Do me a favour, guys. Smash the like button for me if you don't mind. If you do, it really does help the channel. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification button and drop some comments. Let me know your thoughts on today's topics. And look, late last night, there was the bomber from Romano. We are 2 for 2. A 2 for 2 is not bad, is it? Considering the World Cup starts in 5 days, Senessi might actually be being called up to the Argentina squad as a consequence of an injury to a different centre-back in the Argentinian squad. Not the one that you'd think. the guy that you think might be injured? No, he's absolutely fine. He's back playing again, just like last World Cup, just like last time. And that bozo had the audacity, the gall, the gumption. I feel like I need Hugo for this one. The absolute gumption to sit there and put out an Instagram post saying, I'm paraphrasing here, I can't remember the word specifically, but it was something like, good to be back on the pitch, or it feels great to be playing again. You little shit. You deserted us. I don't think he was even injured, by the way. I'm not even sure. I think he played that like an absolute fiddle. When he went into Kinsky in the with the Brian Brobby challenge, it's a cheeky little option for me to sit on my arse for the next 4 weeks. No more issues, no more Tottenham. I just put my feet up and piss off to Argentina, and that's what he did. And we all know the only reason he came back was because he felt like he had to, because he was forced to, because it looked absolutely appalling. How that guy hasn't been fined week's wages galore over the last, I don't know, year and a half for all of his issues, for all of the things that he's done. It's outrageous. The guy feels like he can walk on bloody water. Anyway, he played last night and had the gumption to sit there and say it feels good to be playing again. Do one, bro. Absolute moron. Anyway, but the other geezer has got injured. I forget who it is. He got injured. And so Senessi might be signing up. So for Tottenham to get him done, and Andy Robertson is absolutely fantastic. You know, what a player. Tottenham, they're quietly getting about their business, they're putting together a real rebuild. You know, that back four looks like a back eight with those guys in there. And apparently the Van Hecker is close as well. You know, what a player. I mean, the stuff we could do with the ball from the back, it's going to be frightening. It's going to be absolutely sensational to see. We really are getting the band back together for a title challenge next year. I'm only joking. But it is interesting. And what's even more interesting is usually when Tottenham have like a Romano bomber, like a here we go, confirmed, signed, everything's done, no hijack, usually myself, Sava, Irish Hotspur, We Are Tottenham TV, Last Word on Spurs, everybody scrambles. Whatever you're doing, you got like half a mouth of spaghetti bolognese in your gob. You got bolognese sauce all around your chops. Someone's down the pub sinking a beer. Shit! I've got to get home. We got breaking news. Fuck it, you run upstairs, run to your table, run to your desk, go live. Gotta be first, guys. Here we go. Senessi. Here we go. That's the usual kind of formula. Because you gotta be first. If you're not first, you're last. You're irrelevant. Last night, no one cared. No one put anything out. It's just Senessi. It's just Senessi. It's done. Does it really justify contenting after content? Well, I didn't think so. I don't think anyone put anything out. As far as I'm aware, I didn't see anyone put a single thing out last night. I think Stel might have put something out on his channel, a 4-minute one. But he's learning, isn't he? He's learning. Stel. I feel like I've taught the man well, you know? He used to say to me, all that transfer news bullshit is absolutely irrelevant. I was like, yeah, it might be irrelevant, mate, but that's how your channel does this, because people care more about what we might have than what we do have. Right? That's just human psychology. People are interested in what's to come, not what is. So you got to get on board it. Transfer, like the summer period is the best time for content, you know, because everyone loves the transfer rumor, even if they all know deep down it's bullshit. If I put out a video at, I don't know, at some point this afternoon, 7 p.m. this afternoon, saying, wow, we couldn't. Could we? And then had a picture of a silhouette of just like a shadow of a man, guaranteed it would be 30,000 views. Just because it's a load of nonsense, but everyone's like, what? Just in case. I know Butler's doing what Butler does, but just in case. It's true. Content has to content, and Stel is catching on. Stel knows what he's. I've said to him, listen, lad, listen. You got to do it, and he's doing it. You know, and he's using the AI thing to get all the graphics getting a little bit nice and polished and stuff. So it's interesting. Anyway, should have told him really, should I? Because it's just competition. But it is what it is. Good afternoon to everybody. Let's find out how everyone's doing. As I say, smash the like, smash the subscribe, notification button should be squeezed, comments should be dropped. We are, of course, sponsored by OK Jersey. 15% off using code Sean15. Now, listen, I spoke to them yesterday and I said, listen, my man, where are the new shirts? You know? Where are they? And he said that they're not, basically, they don't know which ones to go with yet. So they can't. So they're focusing on the World Cup stuff. But we have got 15% off. But as soon as the shirts are all up there, as soon as the shirts are all online, I'll let you know. And I would advise you to just get on board it, right? The second that they're there, get on board. Always go a couple of sizes up. If you're slightly rotund, or if you're a fat see you next Tuesday like this guy, then go for the biggest. Go for 3 or 4XL. Go a couple of sizes bigger. If you're skinny, but you're just a bigger guy than the Asian standard, then just go one size up. Make sure you definitely go a size up. You know the game. Sean15 at checkout. But you can get all of your Jeremy Jacquets. You can get all the training gear. You can get all of the retro clobber. They got all of that. They got so many shirts from like the last 30, 40, 50 years. So get on board that. Also, big up to them for the sponsorship. Spurs Hub. We're about to break 1,000 members, right? And it's only the website's been live a month, not even a month, like 25 days or something. So unbelievable support from you guys, and I really do appreciate it. I want to just show you a couple of new features that we've dropped literally last night. So, let me get it up. So, obviously, you know, if you're not familiar with it, right, you can basically go to the videos tab, and all of the YouTubers, all their videos are there, no matter how big you are, no matter how small you are. If you put up content, then it's all there to watch. Yeah, there's no preference, there's no priority based on size, and none of that stuff. So it's a good place for new creators to be found. Good place for you to find new creators that you don't know, rather than waiting for the algorithm. I've done all the hard work. Don't let the algorithm slow you down. Go and make sure you subscribe to everybody. If you're also looking for the news, like the news, views, and clues, like the News Now type thing, where you can find that here as well. All of these articles, freshly RSS, like this one here from Football London. James Maddison approves Tottenham transfer plan. We're going to be reading that story in a little while. It also has, as you know, my own blog, Reddit. It has a forum feature where you can participate in the forum. It's got its own little WhatsApp group, guys. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but like it's got like a public WhatsApp group. So if you want to communicate with other Tottenham fans, but you don't necessarily want everyone having a telephone number, then we've got our own WhatsApp essentially right here. And there will be eventually private groups and things where people can just have their own. Not everyone can be in them and stuff, but that's a future feature. So member connect, right? Like I say, we're up to 942 members. Hopefully we'll get to 1,000 today or tomorrow. But the thing that's just launched, okay, so we've got the World Cup prediction. You can participate in the World Cup predictor. I think the first round is already up. The game starts in 4 days. Deadline is an hour beforehand. You get 3 points for every correct scoreline that you predicted for each game. You get a point if you get the correct result, but not the correct scoreline. And in every game round, you get to pick a player. This isn't actually my final option. I've just been messing around with it because you get to edit it until the days. But you can pick one player. Once you pick a player, for every goal that guy scores in each round or in that round that you picked him, and for every assist, you get a point for every assist, 3 points for every goal. And then once you pick the player, you can't pick the player again. It's exactly the same rules for the Premier League, which will be live, obviously, when the Premier League season restarts. But so the World Cup is now live. That feature's just launched. So get yourself over. There's already, I don't know, 30 or 40 people that have launched it, put their predictions in this morning. But I want to also introduce you to the Hubber, right? So this is the new Twitter. Twitter for Tottenham. Twitter specific is essentially a clone of Twitter. And obviously it's literally launched about 5 minutes ago, or a few hours ago, rather. So, yeah, get in there, build your brand, right? Follow everybody, get in there, communicate and stuff. And there's going to be so many more features that are coming out every day. There's also private DMs. You can DM everybody in the community privately as well. So loads of things going on. You've got a lineup prediction. You can put lineup predictor. You've got all of your match data where you can find like the last game of the season, for example. You've got all of the data regarding the game and matches. There is going to be, I'm dropping this now. I'm about to pay a fortune to try to get essentially a Y Scout. It might not be Y Scout, but essentially the Y Scout data API'd into the website. So it'll be really cool for everyone who wants to play comparison tools and all those sorts of things with player data, find out where players sit, percentages, you know, relative to other people, all of the stuff that I usually do for my research. Hopefully it will be baked into certain feature rollouts, but hopefully very soon you better do that on the Spurs Hub. So really, it's really growing, and I'm really passionate about it. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well if you fancy. I appreciate all the support, and if you mention it, you know, spread the word. Spread the word. Sean, I said you need to make a new Y Scout. Yeah, I can't. You know, obviously it's bloody expensive using API tools. I mean, Y Scout itself's API is like 50 grand a year or something. So like, obviously that's completely unfeasible. But in reality, like there's other things out there that cover most of the data. I'm trying to find a hybrid model that gets into the granular, but obviously I can't afford that sort of thing. That's reserved. But also those things have like access to features that we wouldn't need, right? Like I just want the player data of the comparison stuff. If you're paying for the 50 grand a year, you get access to all the videos so that you can zoom in. You know, I've said to you before, so you can see like the specific just corner kicks or just crosses of a certain player from Iceland or whatever. And that stuff's not necessary for what I'm trying to build for the tool. So we shall, B Scout. We shall see. The QR code isn't working. Well, it's spurshub.co.uk. If the QR code's not working, I need to change that. That's crazy. Bloody typical. I need to fix that one. Anyway, let's. There's a load of super chiddly chit chats. Let me get into the story. I'm going to get into the data, into the day's news, because there's a few bits and pieces out there, and we're going to get into it. Vice City Live, my man Cap Funt, the man who's changed his name more times than Prince. He's got the super sticker train off and running. Big up to you, buddy. Let's get the choo choo. Thank you very much indeed. I hope you are well. Hope you are enjoying life, buddy. Thanks very much, Vice City. The Bears K, my man from Woking, says, my World Cup predictions are drafted on the Spurs Hub. Good man. Good man. I can't see any of the predictions, by the way. I don't have access. It's all stored in like under lock and key in the databases, so I won't be copying anybody. Don't worry about that. No, listen, when you got it, you got it, right? You know, I won. I didn't lose the Spurs 5 Predictions League, smashed the Football Inc. Predictions League. And I'm pretty confident I'm gonna do well in this one as well. You know, so let's just enjoy the participation in the game, but don't come with high expectations, guys, because you got this clown who's in there And listen, I don't want to hear any accusations of me fiddling the numbers after the fact if it turns out that Butler is numero uno, okay? Because there's none of that. So it's all behind lock and key. Big up to you, Bears K. Appreciate you, mate. Dan, I think it's your name, isn't it? Big up to you, buddy. Roy, big up to Roy. 40-month member says, Sean, tell me, have you got Ricky Sachs with you today? Is that why you're running late? No, it was Bugsy that made me run late. Ricky Sachs is often his shows often run late as well, don't they? Start late. I think that's because he's got kids that are that he's trying to put to sleep and things. So listen, yeah, look, life has to life occasionally. But I'm sorry, I did think I'd reset the time. I do apologise, Roy. Apologise to all of you. Boxy, Kev, big up to you, Kev. He's put in a super sticker. Got a gargantuan one as always. Boxy, appreciate you. Where were you, mate, that you put in an MX $200, and then today that was 2 days ago, and then today now you're back in California, I guess, or was your VPN on or something? I don't know. Were you in Malaysia? You were in Malaysia on Friday, Friday, and now you're back in America. I don't know, bro. I think maybe you were on the Corn hub, the other hub, and you needed to get round the verification process, but you left your VPN on when you were donating some money. I noticed. The whole chat noticed, Kev. The chat noticed. Let us know where you were. I'm ain't kidding. Big up to you, buddy. Thank you so much. Callie DZHE's become a new member. Big up to you, Callie. Very cool of you. Is that a lady? It is a lady. Big up to you, Callie. Very cool. Nice name as well, Callie. I like that. Very cool. Thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing you soon or meeting you soon on the fan phone-in shows. James _119 has put in a super sticker. Big up to you, James. Thank you very much indeed, my man. Appreciate you, buddy. Always here, always supporting. Vice City's put in a member for 10-month message saying, "A up, Sean. A up, Sean. 2 more before the World Cup. Cutie out. Van der Ven in." I think, well, Cutie's definitely leaving, isn't he? 100% he's leaving. In my opinion, where he's going to go, I don't know. I would assume he's going to go to Atletico Madrid. But that won't be get figured out until after the World Cup, will it? So, and Argentina will probably go deep, won't they? So, I would assume we won't get there. But I think we can pretty much assume he's gone. They probably, and they know that the price is non-negotiable, right? It's going to be a release clause. So, 2 more before the World Cup. Well, we'll come to that in a second. Big up to you, mate. Thank you very much for your support. Ronald Cooper, my man, Ron, good to meet you, buddy. Ron and Ron, 2 Rons. So I met the son and the father in the 8 bar on was it the Everton game, the last game of the season, or was it the game before that? I forget. Big up to you, Ronald. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for your support. And JK, you has put in a Singaporean donation. Big up to the Singapore crew, the Singapore Spurs Talk Show. Massive. Thank you very much, JK. Appreciate you, mate. Appreciate you. Butler got broad shoulders to prop up the whole league. Now, I've got a big belly, though. I can rest the league table on my gut. How about that? Big up to Mace on the case. What a name. Big up, Shawnee. Rabbit Hole Scout. Now we're talking a conspiracy database. Now we're talking. Oh, was it Mexico you were in? I thought MX. I didn't know Mexico dollars. Oh, that makes sense. I thought, hang on a second, it was MXD. It wasn't MXP. Mexico's got pesos, haven't they? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, bro. Doesn't Mexico have pesos? I don't know. Ricky Sachs has the best hair on YouTube. Yeah. Wouldn't argue with that. He was on the Hubber. MX. Where could it be? No, but hang on. Wait, listen. Yeah, smart ass. But Mexico doesn't have dollars, right? Or do they? Mexico's pesos. So that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Anyway. Yo, Sean, did your tech guy get back to you? What tech guy? I don't have no tech guy. I'm just talking about Claude. He's my tech bro. You know, Claude has different personalities. Every time you open up another chat and you go, right, I need to fix this issue, or I want to build out this feature on the Spurs Hub, and you drop in like the kind of project file, which like updates, like you keep it updated so it can read where we're at in the system. Some days it's friendly. Some days it's a bit cocky. Some days it's like it's overly cautious. Other times, if you criticize it for making a mistake, it gets really narky. One day, it actually told me I had to go to bed. Go to bed, Butler. Hey, who the fuck are you? You're not my mum. Oh, my DJ tech mate. That is no, he hasn't got back to me yet. No, he obviously he gave me the thumbs up, like he usually does on Twitter, but he hasn't responded. We don't even know what's going on there, do we? We don't know what's going on. What is going on, people? Has Daniel Levy sold his stake or hasn't he? Like, it seems like all the people that put that commentary out on Twitter, all the people that went early, well, they might have gone too soon. Two thrusts and you squirt, you know? Like, oh, no, I did it again. Sorry, it's not you, it's me. It's only because you're so beautiful. Oh, dearie me. Anyway, the Stoic, this guy, what a lad he is. He's been so active on the hub. He has not that hub, my hub. He's been so supportive in there every day on the forums, talking to everybody. He's like my right hand man, and he's giving me the feedback on the glitches and things. Big up to you, Stoic. I appreciate you, mate, very much indeed. Big up to Martin Richards. He says, Sean, big up yourself. Roll on for the next Spurs signing. Yeah, well, let's talk about it. Before we do, though, I've got a quick super chat that's just popped in. Yeah, what's that? You know you've had a few tipples when AI is telling you to get to bed. It really was. It was like, no, we're not doing any more tonight. I insist. Go to bed. We'll start again tomorrow. And I was like, don't tell me when to go to bed. I'm 42. Cheeky git. You go to bed. I'll figure it out for myself. Don't need Van Hecker, says Ulrika. Ratatata, Ulrika Kaka. She says, don't need Van Hecker. Next year's we have Danso, Vuskovic and Phillips at right-sided centre-back. Spence can fill in as a right-sided centre-back. Don't know about that. I've seen people say that before. Centre-back and right-back are not, even in a back three, not the same thing. Not the same thing at all. Right-sided centre-back in a back three is actually, and left-sided centre-back, same issue. It's a very specific skill set. You think people can just transition and transition and mitigate the differences? You saw with Micky van der Ven when we tried to play left-sided centre-back in a back three under Igor Tudor. He didn't have a fucking clue what he was doing. He didn't know whether he should be going out and supporting the left-back to defend against right-wingers, or he should be stepping back in to essentially guard the front post. He had no idea because you've got that additional person there and you're kind of left in no man's land. So I don't think Jed Spence could do it at all. I think it's a lot more difficult than people think, or a lot more unorthodox. If you're the left of a back four, you know that there's a zone that's yours. The left of a back three, it's unless you're familiar with it, it's like, well, am I coming or going? I don't know. You know. Anyway, £50 million spent at right side centre back means 50 million less up front. Well, I totally take your point there. 100%, I take your point. It is. It's not a bottomless pit of money, is there? However, for what it's worth, listen. I don't know whether or not there's any truth to this whole tech DJ thing, right? And Wingfire and all that stuff. Got no idea. And I think that the fact that it's all gone super quiet seems very suspicious. I think that either, well, I don't know. I honestly can't make heads nor tails about what's going on there because it feels like they wouldn't have said it if it wasn't done. But the fact that it was said and then certain journalists then pulled their statement, and then Tottenham Hotspur and ENIC have come out and said, don't know what you're talking about. Maybe Daniel Levy's gone like, what are you doing? I didn't say you could announce that. You know, like I haven't spoken to the other side yet. Like it just feels like once again at Tottenham, communication and fine details and strategy planning around big deals like this are below the pale. You know, it's really poor. It looks so sloppy on all of it across the board. If there's truth to it, and if there's no truth to it, then it again looks really fucking weird why they would put out a statement. And possibly there might be legal issues there. Right? You can't just come out and say those sorts of things if they're not true. But there's obviously something going on, and I've got no idea what it is. But obviously, if they've just paid Daniel Levy for his stake, then that doesn't necessitate that any money's coming into the football club. So it's kind of it could be kind of an irrelevant thing for us, right? For the fans in terms of, does it mean more investment? But you would hope, if you remember, Brooklyn Eric, when he first came out and used Martin Lipton in The Sun, he was talking about Tottenham Blueprint 2.0. He was talking about, he wanted to put in $1.5 billion into working capital into the football club. And look, if it turns out that all that stuff wasn't guff, it wasn't hot air, that there was intention there, and he did put an expression of interest, and it wasn't just about a brand building exercise for him, and the owners of the football club said, no, we're not interested in selling. Listen, maybe they can all kind of get together in good faith and actually have a conversation around resources, because at the end of the day, right, the Lewises, whatever you think of them, good or bad, generally, mostly bad, I think, for the most part. They have, or the entire family, in my opinion, has shepherded Tottenham, generally speaking, over a 25-year period from where we were, which was a club full of problems, very bang average players, a couple of superstars, here and there over the previous 25 years, and finishing anywhere from 8th to 15th. And then from that point that they took over and Daniel Levy sort of steered the ship, it was a general progression towards the top. We were a top 4 team in the Champions League for most of the last sort of 12, 14 years. And then the last 4 or 5 years, obviously, it's become a lot more vulnerable, a lot more volatile, and ultimately it's regressed, right? So, but I think that the problems really have happened in the last couple of years, because even in the last 5 years, we still finished 5th a couple of times and 4th with Conte and obviously with Ange Postecoglou. So it's really kind of the last 2 or 3 years. And if you think about, you think about other successful owners in other sports, it's not always about the here and now. It's about something like the plan, and you kind of, you do, or just look at a stock price. Look at a share, look at Nvidia or an Apple or whatever. It don't do that, does it? It goes it does that. It goes up and down along the way, and you'll have moments where it really gets hit. But good quality football clubs or good quality businesses will recover, and generally the trajectory is okay. If Tottenham finish 6th or 7th next year, and the year after, if Tottenham finish 4th again or 3rd, it will largely this blip will largely be forgotten, and we'll remember we won the Europa League in 2024-25, and then people will sort of go, we almost got relegated in 25-26. But if we're back to where we are, then this is just a sort of a moment in time, isn't it? And so I would hope that, my point being, for that whole kind of waffle, I told you were going to get waffle today, didn't I? My point being that if you do have owners like the Lewises, if they are going to come in, if they are going through this rebuild, if they can put together the scratch, and even if they still have ambitions to do the hotel and the redevelopment and all that shit. Now, look, they can't have it both ways, right? They can't continue to take money out of the football club to pay for property, which for a period of years. Connor brought that to my attention. I honestly had no idea about that. Legit had no idea about those things until Connor told me last year about it. And it's a lot of money, right? They took 90 million quid out to build the infrastructure, to build or to buy the properties around the club, around the football club. But now all that stuff's on ice, and they've walked away from potential sales or potential investments. They said they want to handle it themselves. They put in 100 million quid. They said initially there was more behind it. They're now coming out with we're fully 100% going to put in the money that's necessary. Don't also forget that we're not in Europe this year. And so the 70% UEFA squad cost ratio rules doesn't exist to us. And it goes back to 85%, which is what it is for the Premier League clubs. As far as I'm aware, unless there's been some pivot in the rules that I haven't seen, for those teams that are in the Premier League but not in UEFA tournaments, it's 85%. So you've got an extra 15% wiggle room onto your revenue spend, or the spend relative to your revenue. And if our revenue somewhere around 550 million quid, 600 million quid, then that is, somewhere between 75 and 90 million quid additional spend that Tottenham can have this season that they wouldn't be able to have if we were in, relative to our revenue, on the cost of our squad, versus what we would have done had we been in Europe. So that gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Now, obviously, you have to bake in that next season. If how does that look if you get back into Europe? Do you push the number too far? But Tottenham have got wiggle room. Tottenham clearly have or have been suggested that they're going to put more money in, and you've got these guys that the Todd Bowley, the Brooklyn Erics and the Wing Fives. And like I say, if you go back to that Martin Lipton analysis where he was saying Tottenham Blueprint 2.0, and he wanted to put £1.5 billion working capital. Now, obviously, that was, if true, that was subject to having the full ownership, where they were going to put a lot of money in, and then with our wiggle room with regards SCR, with our PSR headroom, all that sort of stuff, then we could kind of, go big. Those things don't need to change, right? If they've managed to put the scratch together to buy Daniel Levy's stake out, again, as Connor said the other day, and I completely concur with him, and Hayden said it as well when those guys were on the show on Friday evening. It doesn't really make, why would you tie up like 600, 700, 800 million, whatever it is, into something that you don't have any control over, you don't have any ability to have any influence over, and you're just going to sort of sit there as a silent investor and just put 800 million quid into a club that you don't even get to determine whether or not you take dividends out of, and you're essentially locked into other people's performance, even if you think that the Premier League football is on the rise, even if you think that the Netflix for sport is coming, and therefore the revenues that the clubs that are in the Premier League will continue to generate are going to be higher than what they currently are, and therefore your 700 million and the overall valuation of the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club will go up to 5, 6, 7, 8 billion in a world where Tottenham maintain competitiveness in the Premier League. All of that stuff's great, but if you don't have any influence, you're entirely beholden to someone else's decision making, and you can't necessarily sell your stake that easily in the future anyway, because if your stake grows to 2, 3 billion, what's to say that someone, like, you're filtering out the vast majority of potential investors. So it's a head scratcher on the value proposition. It's a head scratcher on why they would want to tie up that money, because there's an opportunity cost, right? That money's there, and it could be over here getting 5% in the bank. It could be in the stock market. It could be in the AI trade. It could be in gold. It could be being put to work in any number of different areas, right? You could invest in AI data centers as a big growing market, whatever. So that money is somewhere, and it could be somewhere else. But where you're putting it somewhere that, like I say, that whether it grows or otherwise, as it stands with 24.99%, if that's all true, you don't get any control, and there's no necessary reason for the Lewises to get on board and to welcome you in with open arms and have conversations around strategy. None of that stuff is required at that level of investment. So it doesn't really make any sense. But what does make sense to me, if the Lewises have got they've got the groundworks done on a hotel, but they don't have the cash right now to be able to put into it, and they've got those 4 property blocks that they wanted, the apartments, to build, and that's on ice, and they promised that they're going to put 100 million quid in and all that stuff, when they've had the opportunities to do all that stuff in the past, but they haven't wanted to do it. What's changed? Well, like, maybe they do, but maybe for this whole thing to make sense, maybe the 8 Sports Capital Group are going to have a conversation with these guys, with the Lewises, and say, look, let's put in 300-400 million quid. We'll put in 100, you put in 300 or whatever, or we're willing to put in more, but we'd like slightly more access and a bit more control, and see what the Lewises will think about it. As it stands, it doesn't make a lot of sense. On paper, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But, like, what do I know? I'm not a tech DJ bro, NASA engineer, with a phenomenal hat range. All I've just got is the one hat. So anyway, there's not really. I spent 15 minutes there talking absolute nonsense because there's not really an update. But I just went on a waffle anyway. That's what we do here. That is what we do here. Big up to Ulrika for that super chat. JB Macaulay, it says, love the hub, Sean. Bought a ticket for the Chelsea match in Sydney. Wasn't going to go after this season, but transfer activity has me inspired. Enjoy Sydney, my man. Enjoy Sydney. I love Sydney when I was there. I spent a couple of months there before I moved to Melbourne, but beautiful place. Enjoy it, my man. Let's get into the transfer activity, right? So we've got the guy. We've got Senessi in, according to reports. Let me bring that up. Where is he? Where is he? Romano. What are we doing here? Here we go. Here we go. Right. This is the AI picture that you put out last night. As I say, no one got on board it. No one jumped in. All the content creators kept their Friday night or Saturday night plans to themselves. Tottenham have completed their double free agent signings as planned since April after Andy Robertson. Marcus Senessi joins on a 4-year deal until June 2030. Never in doubt. No chance for hijacks, as Marcos said yes to Spurs weeks ago. Medical was done today. Look, I've got to be honest, guys. Our left side is starting to look tasty. It really is. I don't know how good Sousa's going to be, but if Sousa's going to end up being the left back, in a year or two's time, great. But Andy Robertson and Destiny Udogie and Jed Spencer can play over there. Gives us a hell of a lot of cover for our left fullback situation. Micky van der Ven can also play as a left back. We've suddenly got 3 or 4 left backs that are capable if they're all fit. Options is always good. Left side is centre back. Well, look, in a back 2, obviously you can play Micky van der Ven over there, and now you've got Marcos Senessi. Unbelievable stuff. The options that we have, like if you play in like a back 3 model as well, you could potentially have Senessi in the middle of the back 3, Micky van der Ven on the left of the back 3, and obviously Kevin Danso or Van Hecker or whatever on the right-hand side. You might even be able to play Vuskovic in there on the middle, right? If you have Vuskovic in the middle of a back 3, Senessi on the left, and Van Hecker on the right, I mean, you cater for absolutely everything there apart from pace. Or if you have Micky van der Ven on the left, Vuskovic in the middle, and Van Hecker on the right, then you have runners, you have passers, you have aerial threats, you have everything. And so I'm really, really, really impressed with this one. SZY has posted something, has he? Big up to Marshall for the update. Let's have a look. What's he said? This guy is like exploded, hasn't he? As the number one. Brighton CEO Paul Barber has stated that Tottenham have now had 2 bids rejected for Jan Paul Van Hecker. Interesting. I fucking love GIFs. GIFs are like, whoever invented GIFs, like absolute, like just champion idea, isn't it? Just summarize how you feel with like a looping 1-second clip of something that already exists. That one's fantastic. SpongeBobTumblrGifts.com. Superb. So Van Hecker's okay. So, but we were close though, right? This same guy said that Tottenham was very close. Also, that Voteball, whatever it was, Voteball International, the Dutch outlet, said that Tottenham was so close with their first bid that Brighton went, okay, we're close. Let's get it on. But this is the problem, right? It's a game of negotiation. So if Brighton have looked and gone, well, we think he's worth 70, but he's only got a year left, so we'll probably, we begrudgingly accept 50. And then Tottenham pick up the phone and go 20 million. They go no, but Brighton are kind of working on this on trying to get to 50. But if Tottenham pick up the phone and go, do you want 45? And they say no, they're going to put the phone down and go, if their first bid is 45, we could probably get 60 here. And then it becomes like, it's like the first rule of negotiation. Don't show all of your cards at once. Don't go in too punchy on your first bid, but also don't be so insulting with the low offer that they're going to get pissed off. And I think Daniel Levy often sort of screwed the pooch by being just entirely insulting on his first, second, and third bids to the point where it was exhausting. But maybe we've gone too far the other side, and now Brighton are sort of like pulling the number, like lifting the number up. That I don't know. I do really rate Jan Paul Van Hecker. I really do. I think he's fantastic. But whoever it was that made the point earlier, I forget who it was who said it. It's opportunity cost, right? 50 million you're spending somewhere. It's 50 million you're not spending somewhere else. And so for me, I feel like there's a middle ground, if Van Hecker is like, if we're going to end up paying 60 million quid for Van Hecker, He's got 1 year left on his contract. What are we doing here? Yeah, and the last time we bought a player from Brighton, it wasn't particularly fantastic, was it? Bissouma didn't, with 1 year left on his contract as well, by the way. Bissouma was great at Brighton, didn't really land at Tottenham. It was you, was it? Ulrika, that's right. Ratatata, Ulrika Kaka. Jean-Paul Van Hagling. Van Hagling. Like that. Yeah, but Barber trying to manufacture a bidding war, piss rise. 100%. But you can understand it from their perspective, right? I just feel like they're sitting there going, Tottenham want to come in and make, like, if their opening bid is that high, then they're going to go higher. And then maybe Paul Barber is going to end up pissing off Tottenham by taking the piss. But they also know that Romero is going to leave, right? So they've got that kind of, they understand that leverage. They understand that's we all know Romero is going to leave, and we all know that Tottenham need a better right back. Now, some people are saying, no, we don't. We've got Vuskovic. But we don't know if Vuskovic is good enough. We don't know. Like, the German league is not the Premier League. Okay? It's probably like the third league in terms of standards. And listen, he's been fantastic, Vuskovic, but the Premier League is bigger, stronger, faster. Now, he's bigger, but he's not faster. And there's question marks about his ability to handle physical duels. Like, he's a strong guy, but I don't think, I think against certain... like, it would be fascinating to see how he handles people like Brian Brobby, for example, who's really physical, or a Igor Thiago, who can really throw their weight around. At 18 years old, you're not experienced that much in the art of handling those sorts of things. And part of me is like, I want to throw him in and see how he gets on. Certainly want to take him on the pre-season tour, 100%, once he gets done with the World Cup. I don't like, if you do loan him out, you loan him out late, right? You want to see what he's capable of doing in the Sydney game, for example. Sean, he's open to leaving Tottenham. Who are we talking about? Vuskovic. Yeah, I've said this to you guys for ages. Like, I don't even think Vuskovic feels like he's a Tottenham player. I feel like he's owned by Tottenham, but he's a, he likes Hamburg. And also, I feel like he needs to shut up a little bit, because he's kind of like, his commentary is pretty obvious when you hear what he's saying, that he feels like, yeah, I'm a Tottenham player, but I'd much rather be doing. And I feel like that's a little bit disrespectful. Like, we took the chance on you. We've given you everything you wanted, right? You wanted to go to Hamburg, we let you go to Hamburg. We've been incredibly accommodating. And I feel like there should be a little bit of respect. Or it's not so much. There's no dislike for me for the player. I'm sure he's just a guy, right? He's a kid. But I feel like 18-year-olds be misinterpreted because they're not necessarily that astute and that clever at how to communicate. The agent or the parent or someone should be the one that handles those sorts of conversations, and they should be a little bit more diplomatic, because you run the risk of pissing the fans off before you get here if every time there's a quote from this guy, it's basically, suggests that he'd rather not be a Tottenham player. Right. And that to me is, like I say, it's not, I don't blame him. He's 18, right? But I don't think that he should be answering those questions, personally. Marshall says, I'd sell Vuskovic and use that to get Ferran Torres or Can Uzun. Yeah, Uzun's a good player. Young guy, though. Young guy, German league again. What are we doing here? Are we? I mean, he's at Frankfurt, isn't he, Can Uzun? Is he? Is it Frankfurt? Yeah, he's Frankfurt, yeah. Yeah, it looks like a real talent. It does look like a real talent. Ferran Torres, sure. Sure. Is he going to come back to the Premier League? Wanted to get out, didn't he? I'm not so sure about Ferran Torres, to be honest. Not so sure about that. No, Secondo. What are we doing here? Anyway, another news. This is interesting, isn't it? This is interesting, isn't it? Let me get this on the screen. Old Kulusevski, Decky. I don't know what to make of this, right? It's great to see him, but he looks like he's still kind of limping. He looks like he's putting a lot of his weight on his left foot, or his left leg rather than his right. is it just me, or does he still look like he's limping a little bit, or a little bit like what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, not stale. I'm trying to think of the word. He just looks a bit rigid. Doesn't look fluid. Doesn't look loose. And by the way, like, of all of the sports, if you're trying to get back to play football and you've got knee problems, of all of the fucking sports, like squash, basketball, those are probably the sports that I'd say steer clear of, bro. What's the word looking for? Stiff. That's the word. Stiff. There you go. Yeah, not stale. Stiff. Big up. Big up. He just looks a little bit like it's not fluid, right? But what are you doing playing basketball, bro? You know? Come on, let's twist again, like we did last summer. That's all they do. That's all. It's constant back and forth twisting. I don't get me wrong. He's a little bit kind of cool at the game. Got a bit of game, bro. But like, don't play squash. Don't be doing basketball. Go swimming. You know, go swimming. What on earth are we doing? But yeah, it's good news though, right? If he's back, although if I find out that he has a breakdown again, and it's in any way at all related to this, then this activity needs to be nipped in the bloody bud. What are we doing here? I mean, he was supposed to be back in September. It's now June. His own national team medic has said, yeah, it's difficult. You know, cartilage, very difficult. And he's like, yeah, I'll have a game of basketball with you. With his mates. What are you doing, Decky? Absolute donut. He's going rock climbing tomorrow. Do we know that this video is recent? That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Dayang.k on Instagram. Hang on. There you go. You can see it. On the it's obviously come off of Instagram. You can see it was from 56 minutes ago. 21 hours ago. So he posted it 22 hours ago. Basically. Yeah, I think it's crazy. Career is over, says Sugar Ray Valentine. Possibly. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button for me. There's nearly 1,300 people here. Unbelievable numbers on a Sunday. Big up to you all. Big up to you. Yeah, parkour next. What are you fucking doing here? Yeah. It's a small issue. He'll be back soon. Minor niggle. Yeah, okay. Our club. This club. Hey, I forgot to say hello. I haven't got the camera set up, so I can't do the camera today. But just a knock. That's it. Just a knock. That's it, Drew. Good to see you, mate. Drew, if you're off, mate, and you fancy coming on, you're probably busy. Let me see. Where are you? Here we go. If you fancy it, mate. If you fancy it. Who else is in the chat? Danny Kiriaku's in the chat, isn't he? Let me see if that bozo wants to come on. Talk some guff. Talk some waffle. Where are you, Danny? There you go. What was I going to say to you next? Where was I going next? Oh, yeah, no, I was going to go next. I was going to go here. So Tottenham are interested in signing Polinia, but they don't want to pay 30 million euros. I want to ask you this, guys. What is the right price? You know how I feel about Polinia. I think like players like him are more than just what they do on the pitch. Now, what he did on the pitch for Tottenham last season was sensational. What I think that Thomas Frank didn't play him enough. His contribution in keeping us up was incredible. I think he's earned the right to stay if he wants to. It seems like he wants to stay. It seems like Tottenham just don't want to pay 30 million euros. And again, this is where you kind of sit there on the plate spinning and going, well, things like those shirt sponsor depreciations, losing £20 million there, that's problematic. It all comes out of the same bucket. Things like paying an extra 10, 15, 20 million for Van Hecker, well, then you go, well, what does that mean for other things, right? And here's the scenario. Are we going to lose out on Polinia because we don't want to pay 30 in sport. I mean, listen, if we're not paying 30, Sporting aren't paying 30 million euros. But what is the right price? What is the right price? I would say 20 million. I'd pay 18, 20 million. And Bayern Munich had us over, right? Like they had us over on Mathys Tel. They had us over on Harry Kane. Like, you know, in terms of like relationships and things, I feel like we should be able to go back and say, come on. Like, come on now. You know, we all know what happened with the Mathys Tel thing. We massively overpaid. Let's make it right. You know, if you want to get along, you have to go along. Like you won on that one. Let us have one back, you know? I don't think it's 30 million euros. I wouldn't pay 30 million euros for a Chaplin, 30 million euros. But then how much are you going to get for, how much would you pay for, you know, Morten Hulman? He's going to cost you 60 million. I still want Polina. I definitely do. But if you can get it for like 20, you've got to get it done. But again, do you really want to be overpaying? I don't know. I think 30 million euros is a little bit too much. 15 million pounds, says Josh. 30 million, says the Bears Cave. Gets going. A hard-working player who steps up when we needed fighters. What does 25? Well, it's not 30 million pounds. It's 30 million euros, which is about what, 26 million pounds or something. Yeah, there is no sell-on value for JP, but like, is that always what we're thinking about here? And if it is, then nothing's changed, right? If you're going to go and spend 55 million quid or 45, 50, whatever it is on Savinho, you're paying that because you've got the sell-on value. So with João Polini, I hear you. Like I said, I think that 20 million quid's right. But I also feel like part of the kind of the narrative is like, because we feel like he's our player, it's not exciting. It's not as exciting as getting a new signing in that you don't know how they're going to work out. With João Polini, it feels like he's your player, right? So then you kind of go, well, we're paying 20 million quid for someone we've already got. But you haven't really got him, you borrowed him. And like I said, for me, I think it's more than just what he can and can't do on the pitch. It's what he can do off the pitch. And for me, players like him, players like Robertson, Andy Robertson, like those sorts of players they're gonna lift the needle. They're gonna move the needle in more ways than passing a football on a pitch on a Saturday afternoon. Like they're gonna elevate and amplify the good behavior. They're gonna elevate and amplify the kind of the lifestyle choices that the young guys look up to. Like people like these guys are the guys that can be the difference for young people that are coming up. Because you've got someone to look up to, you've got someone to learn from, you've got someone to emulate, replicate, duplicate, and it can make you better. And I think that's important. The best hangover cure, Sean. Well, it's too late now, but I would say making sure you drink 2 liters of water before you go to bed. That's what I do every night. Make sure I guzzle a bottle of Evian, or guzzle, but I get through a bottle of Evian every night before I go to bed. That helps. An apple is good. Coffee and something greasy. A bacon sandwich, something like that. Oh, here he comes, Danny Kiriakou with the fucking clever science. Yeah. That's actually a better answer. Carlson, just have another drink, bro. Get back on it. I think I've ever been hungover in my life because I'm always drunk. What are we doing here? Full English, back to bed. Yeah. Oh, Drewski's coming on. Hello, Drew. How are you, mate?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello. I can see him. There he is.
How are you?
Can you hear me? What's going on here? What's going on here? Hey? How we doing, mate? How we doing? Big up to everybody. Smash like, subscribe. Good morning, everyone. Cheeky little Sunday. For anyone asking, there was a couple of little questions in the chat here. Yes, I am having a cheeky smoke all day, every day. This is what we do over here. It's what we do.
Your camera is unsynced. You look like it's like you're dubbed or like you're like French or something. Like it's like a.
What are we doing?
Can you log out and come back in again?
I can try. Hang on.
Good man. Good man. what? Oh, he's gone. He's done. He's gone. He's gone. He's the real Drewski. Drew Scott. Drew's Scott. Drew Scott. Have you got a lisp, Drew? Drew Scott. He's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's not back yet. What's going on? He's coming in. Hang about. We'll take him off for a second. Where was I? I've got some other stories for you guys. How about this one? How about this? Aratata. Now, I've got no idea whether or not. Oh, no, not really yet. Not really yet. I've got no idea whether or not this guy, well onside, is any good, any bon. But I thought I'd share it with you. I'll share anything. You know me. I'll scrape the barrel every single time. How many subscribers has he got? Not a lot. Not a lot. He says Tottenham are believed to have inquired about the availability of goalkeeper Jan Oblak during discussions with Atletico Madrid this week. Atletico hold a strong interest in Cuti Romero and Roddy Bentancur, and the clubs have a good relationship, having recently agreed the transfer of Conor Gallagher. One to watch. Listen, don't know if there's any truth to it at all, but is he in? Are you there, Drew? What's going on with him? Something's going on. But anyway, Jan Oblak, what we do? He's a top goalkeeper, very, very good. He's getting on though, isn't he? He's old now. He's been around the block quite a lot, but he's a very, very good goalkeeper. I don't think he's the sort of guy we'll go for, so I'm going to give this one up. Wah, wah, wah. No interest in that one for me. I don't think so. Rex is in Brisbane. Big up to you, Rexy. What's crack-a-lacking? What time of day or night is it over there? Are you guys 9 hours? Is it because of the summertime thing? Is it you 9 hours in front or are you 11 hours in front? It's either 10:30 midnight or 10:30 at night, I think. Sean, we haven't been linked to a player from Asia yet. Who will it be this year? Yeah, some young guy.
I don't know what is going on today.
You back?
Oh, is that better?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
There we
buddy.
go.
You know?
Starting to look like it's starting to look one of the,
you know,
yeah, like one of those old school kung fu movies. Hey, you over here. How's it going? How's everybody?
How's your weekend going?
Oh, it's going all right. It's going all right. I've had the house to myself. I haven't really been particularly productive. I went out to lunch with a friend yesterday. Had a very nice steak. Been playing some video games with another friend. He lives halfway across the world, so we synced up and did some Space Marine 2, little shooting aliens across the galaxy. Sean,
is it good?
Left, right, and centre. It was all right actually. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's good fun. Good fun when you got bugger all else to do.
Good, mate. Good. That QR code isn't working. You're right. I need to go and fucking fix that QR code. It's absolutely sham. Oh, what have we done? Let me bring you back. Let me bring you back in. There we go. Right. What are we saying, mate? What are we saying? Senessi, fantastic, right? 2 done.
Yep.
Everyone said, "Oh, until they hold the shirt." Well, we haven't seen an official non-AI generated image of him holding the shirt yet. But are we good? We're done, right? Senessi and
I mean, yeah, they're halfway around the world doing their thing at the World Cup, innit? So you know, I'm sure when they get round to it, I'm sure being it was where Tottenham Hotspur, we've got people on planes as we speak with shirts going to the necessary places to throw one at each of those players so that at some place in a random spot in America, they could just be holding up a shirt. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think it's good. Nice start. It's good to get at least a couple of things done early, right?
100%. Now, I want to ask you about Akliouche and Cody Gakpo, because Liverpool are interested in Magnus Akliouche, right? And Tottenham obviously were interested in Magnus Akliouche.
Right.
And I've just shamelessly... Oh, what's going on there? Hang on a second.
Hello.
How do I bring you back? Do this again. There you go. So I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen. Let me zoom in on it a little bit. But whoever just jumped into the background, give me 2 seconds and I'll bring you in. Oh, I'll do it now. Fuck it.
What's going on?
Oh, Hugo! What's happening? You had a bloody gumption on him. How are you, Hugo? You okay?
Morning, peeps. How we doing?
Good.
What you don't realise is that's the pet name he's given to his penis. So more for you, Butler.
Yeah, careful what you wish for.
I don't want
What was-
Cody
what was
Gakpo.
that?
Can I just start? Can I start this by saying I do not want Cody Gakpo, and the reason why is because I do not think he has broad enough shoulders to be on our team. And what I mean by that is, for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's not to say he hasn't done well in a new country, in a new league, but for me, he's had kind of arguably the best around him.
Hold tight.
He's had a decent striker. He's had a decent striker to put balls into. He's had a really solid midfield beside him, and he's had Andy Robertson behind him. He's had a good team, and arguably, I think for as good as he potentially is, I'm being told that he is, I think his output should have been better. You're going to take him out of that scenario where, for all intents and purposes, apart from last year, like, they've got a really, really strong nucleus and they're a well-run club. You take him out of that scenario and you put him into our situation, and I just don't know that he's got the temperament. I don't know. He's not done anything that makes me think, yeah, do you know what? He's got the bit between his teeth. He really wants it. I think he's just a consequence of everybody else being pretty good around him. And I just don't know that he's got what we need. I really don't. And that's not to say that what we have currently has, and that's not to say that Savinho has, because I'm not 100% on him either. I don't know what the answer is, but I don't think Cody Gakpo's it, especially not for the price that's being bandied about. And I can just see it being one of those scenarios where we pay an exorbitant amount of money for him, and then the team that we pay that money to goes off and gets somebody better than we could have had a year ago. And I'm just like, for fuck's sake. I don't know, man. I don't know. I got bad vibes about Gakpo, man.
All right. What about you, Hugo?
What, as far as Gakpo?
Yeah.
I mean, is he better than what we have? Maybe. Is he a panty wetter? No.
So this is Cody Gakpo in the blue.
Yep.
I think you're kind of right? He's like, in terms of like, is he sensational at anything? Not particularly, right? He's like 68th percentile, 70th percentile, 80th percentile, 46th percentile for all of the thing. And I don't make you wrong, Drew, on whether I think he should have been better than what he has been. But I do think he is someone that has a caliber to him where I don't know. I think it's that you sort of know, you probably know where you are more with him than you do with people like Savinho, people like Mathys Tel. I think like the version of Cody Gakpo you're going to get is going to be consistent. Whether he's going to be consistently awesome or not, I'm not sure. But with the others, I feel like it's all very much like they may become something, but they're not currently. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas Cody Gakpo, I feel like there's a little bit of security in the standard, if that makes sense.
I just feel like the biggest problem we've got at the moment, I mean, you could put, I don't know, you put prime Ryan Giggs and prime choose another winger on either side. If they've got nothing to aim at in the middle, it's pointless. And I guess the problem that I've got at the moment is not knowing who the focal point of the attack is. I can't see who the wingers are going to be to support that focal point.
Well, we know it's going to be. We know Solanke's going to be there, don't we?
Do we?
We don't have enough cash to be dropping money on like 2 proper strikers, right?
Yeah. No, I suppose you're right.
You know, you got to think that.
Well, at which point you've kind of half answered my question then, because if he is the focal point, then we need somebody better than Gakpo on the wing, because we need somebody that's
who can
make up the inadequacies of Solanke, right?
Yeah, like basically like a Son who can not only be a winger but also score goals.
Right.
Yeah, one of these two for me would be exciting, right? Abdi Zuli, or whatever his name is, but Abdi is easier. 24, lightning quick, unbelievable acceleration, great with his right foot, great with his left foot. Antonio Nusa, a little bit younger. I feel like Nusa's been around for 3 or 4 years.
Is that Betis guy? Like, is he? You know, built like an animated pipe cleaner, or is he like a Rick Shithouse?
Who? Abda?
Yeah.
No, he's small. He's a tiny guy.
Well, is he going to get destroyed in the Premier League then?
Well, I mean, does Somerville get destroyed in the Premier League? He's not exactly a big guy, is he?
No, but he does. He has. At least we know what we're getting with Somerville. Like, he's been in the Premier League for a bit, and so he's like proven, and we know that physicality isn't an issue for him.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
If you're a good, I think if you're a good enough player, you can. There's ways around that. And I know, I'm sort of cherry picking here, but even the likes of Mo Salah. Mo Salah's not a big guy. He just uses his body and his center of gravity very well. And if you've got somebody that's
he's
a little
tall,
bit
though, isn't he? He's not short.
I think he's only.
No,
Salah's
5'9", 5'10". Salah's very, very strong. He's incredible.
But I feel like a lot of
is insane.
Yeah, lots of Moroccan players, lots of Egyptian players. They do have that kind of low center. I don't know. I think it's. I can understand the writing him off. He's a little bit too, maybe he's not cut out for it. But I don't know. I think there are so many players that are actually smaller than you give them credit for, and they're able to handle themselves pretty well. So
I guess where
my
my
get a couple of meaty lads either side of him for protection.
Yeah, I guess where my hesitation comes from is like that we don't sign the next Brian Hill, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. Just to watch people in the chat saying put Savinho in. This is Savinho's 24-25 season, because his 25-26 season he didn't play enough minutes to even qualify. So that's the concern. And if you were to look at his 25-26 season, you can see it on other websites. It's not great. So this was his best season in the Premier League, and it looks great in carrying and crosses and all those things. But in terms of the output stuff, his assists were okay last year. Last season before last, however you want to think of it. But his goals were shocking.
Non-existent.
I'm trying to think who else we're linked with on the wingers.
Somerville's not exactly pulling up trees based on this, is he?
No, definitely not. I personally, for me, I'd like to see Abda come in. I think that guy, when I looked into him on the Y Scout and done the sort of due diligence, I think he is just an exceptionally exciting player. And he's sort of mature. He's 24, right? So he's not like he's a kid. You kind of know what you're going to get. I do take your point, Hugo, about the.
How far back can you go with the years? Like, can you superimpose the Savinho season when he was at Girona?
No, not on this one. Not on this tool. You can do it on Y Scout, yeah, but not on here.
Okay,
but Y Scout doesn't have the graphics. I spoke to Y Scout yesterday. I said to them, like, you guys.
I just wondered what the because obviously he did rather better there, and I wondered what the goal output was when he was at Girona. Do we know how many goals he scored that season?
Let me have a look. Savinho.
I think he was like 19 GA. I think it was something like 10 goals, 9 assists, or something like that.
Nine goals, 10 assists.
Out of my arse, but
that's it. No, 9 goals, 10 assists. You're right. Yeah. Let me
good knowledge, Druber.
Yeah. When you've got it, you've got it. You know what I mean, boys?
23-24 season, 9 goals, 10 assists. Yeah.
Okay.
And he got 2 goals in the Copa del Rey as well. So that's a 21 GA. Very good.
Not bad.
Playing as a left winger.
So would we say that the fact that he hardly scored last season is that a blip, or is it the point being that the defending in the Premier League is infinitely better than in Serie A?
I think there's also an element of Manchester City bought him and then decided to transition to a different way of playing, didn't they? I'm not trying to. It seems to me like they bought him with the intention of him, I don't know, doing the whole getting to the byline, popping in crosses for Haaland. But then it seems to me that they don't really do that. They're far more direct with it. And then all of a sudden, Doku comes in. And Doku is more of your, I don't know, it feels to me like he wants to, where I see Savinho, it looks like he kind of takes players on, but then more often than not, like there was somebody put some footage together of him can't remember who it was, but it was on Twitter or YouTube, and I was sitting there watching it, and it would just so happen every time he beat a man and was about to take on another man or was about to play the ball off, it was conveniently cut. And it seems to me that, like, I don't know, he just seems to run down blind alleys, whereas Doku's a little bit more intent with it. And I just think he's a consequence of them transitioning to a slightly more direct way of playing, and them getting in another player that seemed to fit that mold a little bit more. But it's funny to me that they weren't prepared to let him go. And it was, 50, 60, 70, 80 million last year. And now all of a sudden it's like, yeah, come on, let's be, they seem far more willing to do it now. And that to me says we're being shafted a little bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Super chat from Roy says, mark my words, Noosa's value is going through the roof after the World Cup. We should have slapped 50 bar on the table and got the deal done before everyone else woke up.
But he failed that medical, didn't he? At was it
Brentford?
Brentford? Yeah.
Brentford,
Yeah. It's a shame he. I think he'll make it in the Premier League. I think he's really, really talented. He's just got an eye for goal as well. Like his ability to pick the corner. He knows where the corner is, and it's his shooting accuracy is really pronounced.
Do you want to have a look at Jesus Rodriguez?
He plays for Como.
Who? Jesus Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plays for Como, 20 years old, and apparently he's about 30 million.
I know how you like the youngsters.
Let's look at
Who needs Y Scout when you got the J Scout back there?
Jasper Scout.
Yeah,
not a lot of goals. Actually, I wonder, that looks incredibly light. Let me get rid of that for a second. It's a nice wheel, but I bet you that looks exactly like Savinio from 24-25. Yeah, look at that. It's almost identical. Almost identical.
It's not on the screen.
Oh, sorry. Hang on, what am I doing here?
Gosh, it's first time, Drew, but I'm sorry.
There you go. There you go.
Jesus
Rodriguez and Savinio from 24-25 is almost identical. Not a lot of goals, but everything else looks sensationale. Yeah,
what about this year?
Well, and he's 20 years old, right?
Bad, is it?
And, and he's going to be about half the price of Savinio.
Yeah, let me look. How much is he worth? Jesus Rodriguez,
like 30 euro.
30 million
30 euro. Blimey, I'd buy him.
Apparently, due to this website, he's one of the top 5 Serie A players for the left wing.
Is he one of these owned by Madrid though? Like Madrid can buy him back for like some paella and whatever else it is, the Spanish eat. And then everybody else has got to pay 60 million quid.
Who owns Rodriguez? Let's have a look.
But it's just another Nico Pats, who I would also take in a heartbeat.
And Ramon, that centre back.
Como owns Spanish winger, having signed him in a permanent club record deal from La Liga side Real Betis.
There you go.
The ultimate owners and financial backers of Como are the Indonesian billionaires Robert and Michael Hartono, founders of the Jarum Group. So no, he's not owned by.
Fair enough.
Not owned by anybody else. I don't know too much about him, young Jasper. So well done, mate. Bring something else to our attention.
I just looked him up.
Well, and until now, mate, that's the you can go nuts for that guy now.
Yeah. Watch this space, mate. Watch this space.
You go
Transfer bomber.
There it is. Jesus Rodriguez.
I want to ask you guys about. Let's move away from the winger thing. We're like the transfer thing for a second. I want to ask you guys about this.
About whether we're going to be
story
linked to any
regarding
big
Toby
names.
Alderweireld. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but he's come out and had an interview, and he has reiterated his desire to return to Tottenham. The defender who retired from playing in 2025 spent 6 seasons with Spurs and was part of the club's most sustained run of success. Alderweireld watched on this season as Spurs narrowly avoided a relegation. Yada yada yada. I was asked, imagine if Spurs asked you, would you want to help the team or the club? I said, yeah, why not? Let's see. I'm not saying that I will fix every problem. Of course not. But if they ask me what I think, of course I want to try to help. But I'm not saying I can fix it all. Antwerp was an unbelievable end of my career, and that's the club of my heart because it's my city. But also, I'm so thankful with Spurs. My best period as a football player at my peak. My Toby. I think I've always had a very, very good connection with the fans, with the club. Yeah, so I'm very grateful. If I can help it, if they want, why not? Hang on, there's more to this story. There's more to this story somewhere else on my list of talking points. I can't find where it is.
Interesting interstitial.
Called out Romero. He said Romero's a donut. I can't find it.
You're looking at some middle-aged Dorises there, mate. What's going on?
What am I doing? Oh, hang on.
Oh.
Oops. Wrong
Close
page.
interstitial.
A-I, ratatata, A-I-ta-ta-ta.
Senior singles.
What?
Senior singles. Jesus Christ. You see those airbrushed hips were something, dude. Honestly. You had like
Butler's in for
a
the single.
Fucking hell. Hang on.
Keith Winus has said...
I'll be 30 seconds, guys. Got me 30 seconds.
Two thrust to squirt. Tottenham chief executive Vinod Becker has shown a lack of leadership in his latest statement following the end of the Premier League season. That is according to Keith Winus. By the way, I used to take the piss out of Keith Winus, right? Because his knowledge of football finance is atrocious. He doesn't understand CSR or FFP or PSR, any of those things. And he also had the audacity, the gumption, Hugo, to say that Tottenham's chairman Daniel Levy was looking to bring in an NBA franchise. And lo and behold, 3 months later, that's in the news. So, you know, maybe he's not such a big donut that I thought he was.
He's a donut. He's a donut,
isn't he?
He is a donut. There's no way an NBA franchise works in England. They might be able to do some Euro NBA thing, but 82-game season, expecting teams to come over here, play a series and go, fuck off.
Never going to work?
Never going to work. Never going to work. People don't much appreciate. I mean, from my living in Kansas City and being surrounded by fucking Chiefs fans, I mean, none of them are best pleased when the Chiefs go to the places like Brazil and London to go and play a home game that they're missing out on. Like, they don't much appreciate that. Now you're expecting a team that's got to play 82 games, 41 home, 41 away. They play like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I don't understand the logistics of that. Yeah. I don't think it's going to work. But anyway, it's a terrible sport. So
the only winners would be the airlines, I think.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, they're not going to get chartered, are they? It's probably going to be all sorts of BYOJ, bring your own jet.
Yeah. That's it, you know, standard.
Oh, that's it. Ali Gold did the interview. Here, I've got it actually. I've got it here. At least I've got something to do with it. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go.
I love Toby. I love Toby. I have his shirt. He's a specimen of a man. It's always nice to have a couple of good-looking lads out there. Do you know what I mean? And what, 13, I think we conceded that season, wasn't it? Or 14, something ridiculous.
Is that all we conceded that year?
I feel it was something low, dude. It was so low. Him and Vertonghen just absolutely shut the gates and were like, nah, not having it. It was amazing. Loved it.
How the heck
the greatest period of football in my life.
How the heck we managed to like flub that was like, next level.
What's he saying? He's saying former Tottenham centre-back Toby Alderweireld has hailed the arrival of Senessi and the club's pursuit of Brighton star Van Hecker if they can also get a deal done for the Brighton star of line. In an interview with Football London, the Belgian who spent 6 years in North London is impressed by the business the club has done to date. Alderweireld said Senessi and Van Hecker both know the Premier League. That's good because I think Spurs need stability. They need to know the players can perform every week in, week out. They perform on a good level. Of course, a transfer to a new club, it's always a bit different, but they know the Premier League, and that's very important because next season it's impossible that we go back to this awful. I love that he says we.
fully coys.
Fully
Love
fucking
that.
coys.
Love that. It makes the Peter tingle.
I'm just glad that when he said they, he mentioned more than one player, because otherwise the trust would have got really excited.
I think this is so. I think it's understanding that they are looking for players who are proven in the Premier League. That's something they should do. They should have a little bit more security in that. I want players that the desire is there to improve. The best example is PSG. They had the biggest players. They won the French league, but never in the Champions League. They went back, sold their best players, and wanted people they have that have a fire in them. I can only speak from my own experience. We had people that wanted to improve: Harry Kane, Sonny, Eric Dyer, Wanyama. There were players that want to improve and put the team as number one. He added, so you might say Spurs need to become better, so we need to pay for big players. We don't need big players. We need players with big hearts who can improve, and that's something I really want to see. The team, the club comes number one, and that's very important. He's talking about Romero, isn't he? 100%. He's saying, get the fuck out. I think with, for example, those two, they're on the right direction to do the good transfers, to buy some players with a lot of potential from abroad. They need time, and we don't have the time now. We need to be there very quick to be ready and to get directly into the new season with points. Directly is not top three again. I understand that's not easy, but it's not like 2 points or something from the first 5 games. Then you get in the same thing as last season. While the Tottenham defence was often found wanting last season, the attack also laboured. And one more addition for the problem left flank balls. Yada, yada. Oh, that's it. I'm sure there's more to the interview. I'm sure there's more to the interview somewhere where he calls out Romero. He basically says Romero doesn't want to be there.
It's not difficult between like the lack of quality of players and the just mental idiots or mental midgets.
Mentality midgets. Look at that. We've got mentality monsters and mentality midgets.
And we've got consequence, and we have consequence and
catalyst.
Catalyst. Sorry. Let's get a couple of super chats. Chudini, big up to Chudini. He's putting the super chat. Big up to you, mate. Choo to you, bro. Choo to you. Hope you're okay, mate. Hope the missus is okay. You're eating those Nando's every day because you're so supportive of all of the channels. Take her out, mate. Take her out somewhere nice. The Big D says Sean having a photo of Helga on his screensaver. I miss her so much.
Best 3 minutes of unbridled passion you've ever had.
Didn't even get the passion, mate. I took her number down. It turned out to be the wrong number, or at least she didn't get back to me when I messaged her. But she made it into the video. She made it into the Bodo vlog. That'll do. That'll do. I'll never forget that one.
Did somebody say Andy Robertson accent, please? What are we doing here? You're right. What's going on? I can't wait to play for you, coys. I can't wait.
Are you fully coys?
He didn't say coys. He didn't say coys in the video.
He didn't actually say coys.
He didn't say coys.
Also, I don't know if anyone got this, the end of season interview with Roberto De Zerbi, where
it's the same clothes.
He was asked about Andy Robertson that fucking day, and they just released a snippet of it now. The audacity. Hey, Robert, we think this is over the line. Just in case it is, would you mind just doing a little soundbite for me?
Was he wearing the
exactly the same white t-shirt, same shoes?
I was right. People called me a lunatic conspiracy theorist. I said if anyone believes that guy is recording that fucking video, pair of them with a fucking with a quarter neck.
No.
I am undefeated on my conspiracies. I am fucking defeated. Now, you know what? You know what's going to happen? The pitch is responsible. The pitch is responsible. We just don't know it yet.
Who was it that pointed out that he had a freaking woolly jumper on?
I don't remember. Who was it?
Oh, it was Hugo.
Bastard.
You're taking credit, are you?
Fucking right. I said, have you seen the video? It doesn't add up.
There's no way. 30 degrees outside and he's wearing a bloody jumper. It's just not on. It doesn't make any bloody sense.
I genuinely don't remember that was you, Hugo.
Yeah, of course you don't. No, of course you don't.
Listen, know how it works. Here. You
I
gotta take credit
literally
where you
sent
can.
you the video and said, "Have you seen this?"
Wait, was that before or after I put out the tweet?
Before.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about
Fuck
that. You have to check the tapes. You have to check the tapes.
Oh, it's gonna be just it's gonna be all over the boat, mate. It's not gonna go well for you.
Oh, fair enough. Listen, the next conspiracy that we, as a group, as a channel, will
The
be
royal
we. The next conspiracy will be the pitch. It was the pitch. It was the bloody pitch. The ACLs, and they're going to have to rip out the entire £1 billion white elephant that sits
just
in
fill
that
it with
bloody
concrete.
stadium. What are they going to
Can
do?
you imagine if they have to take out all of the hydraulics?
What would they do?
This and the that and
What would
oh
they
my
do?
Lord. Huh?
Can you imagine if it turned out actually yes, right? The wear and tear on finely tuned athletes, on their knees, on their ankles, on their ligaments, on their tendons and cartilage is significantly and disproportionately excessive. And just because the injury happens somewhere else, it's the wear and tear. It's the straw that breaks the camel back. Can you imagine? First of all, you paid £1 billion for a stadium that probably 200 million quid of it was because of that bloody pitch. Yep. Secondly, you then have to spend about another 100 million quid getting that thing out and putting back in normal grass. Thirdly, you've completely crucified the chance of continuing the NFL relationship. What the fuck do they do if that turns out to be the cause?
They'd have to put in like another, I don't know, like what, 5 rows of turf or something to build it up, right?
I guess so.
Because that's the
deeper tray,
right?
a deeper tray.
Yeah,
fine.
I mean,
we just wait to figure out. We just wait to see what Real Madrid do, and then we do the cheaper version.
Yeah, but I mean, how much is it going to cost to completely put in like brand new trays and everything?
Yeah, a lot of fucking money. A lot of money.
I mean, I would honestly probably, yes, obviously you're going to take a loss from the revenue of the NFL, but probably you just.
Sean, you're being crucified in the chat, mate. Lazy 8. Hugo's got you banged to rights, Butler. Totally.
No.
Oh,
Hold up. On Twitter, hang on. Let me explain.
I'm going to get on Twitter. I'm going to get a coffee and let you two figure this out.
On Twitter, I 100% did say someone sent me this, but it wasn't Hugo. What I reflected on was someone in the comments of a video that I did that said, "Have you seen the jumpers that they're wearing?" That wasn't recorded, and when they say it was, and that's what I was referring to. If Hugo is claiming that he sent me a WhatsApp message referencing it, shall we get WhatsApp on the screen right now, Hugo? Or is there anything else in the WhatsApp message that we shouldn't share publicly?
I don't think there's anything illicit in there, is there?
There's probably some over, horrendous.
Oh yeah, there's probably a bit of probably a bit of rabbit hole or whatever.
Some tits and fanny or whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a bit of TNA, is there?
Listen, if it turns out that I'm not someone who wants to steal the limelight, I said it in the tweet. I said someone sent this to me, but I don't think it was Hugo.
Content's got a content, isn't it?
Yeah, but listen, if it was Hugo, then congratulations, Hugo. You called it. Well done.
Nah, all I care about is that these, like, hate to say it, but parasites just get, had their feet held to the fire, mate. The reason why I find myself being so negative as often as I am about what's going to happen is just that it's the same stuff that gets just rolled out time and again and time and again. Typically on the build up to season, like season ticket renewals, right? It's the same shit that gets rolled out so that everyone gets excited and enthused and like, yeah, like we're back, baby. And then, as soon as everyone's then ponied up, more times than not, the rug gets pulled out and it's like, oh no, we can't afford that now.
Yeah.
And it's happened too many times, for it to just be like where I sit here and just go, do you know what? This season is going to be different.
Yeah.
And I would love, and I mean it genuinely, I would love to be wrong. I would genuinely
Well,
love
we've got
to
two
be wrong.
through the door. We've got two through the. Hang on, one second. Tweet. You know, I did say yes. I did say it in the tweet. I did give credit to someone. I said someone did alert me to it. Right. So there you go. I'm not trying to steal credit. I acknowledge that someone pointed me onto it, but I don't think it was Hugo. That's all I'm saying. It might have been Hugo, but what I became aware of it was from a comment in a video, not a WhatsApp message. Listen, but if it was Hugo, then bloody gumption away. You know, congratulations, you old bean, you old sausage, you bloody boulangerie merchant. Welcome back, Drew. We're still cracking on. We're still cracking on about this.
So fucking somebody said it's. I think it's Marshall said it's like mum and dad are arguing again. It's like an episode of My Two Dads.
Well, that goes to prove that we're like a family.
We are like a family. I'd love some of that old school like cursive writing across the bottom with each of our names, like starring in alphabetical order, and you just got like the old school theme tune over the top. Yeah, My Two Dads. Fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Another super chat from Nathan McCreary. Look at Hugo. He's desperately running through all his WhatsApp messages to try and find it, and he can't find it because it doesn't bloody exist. So this is the real stinger here. Hugo knows that he didn't actually send me anything, don't you, Hugo?
No, dude. I've got the link here.
Oh.
Yeah. When did you send it?
May 27th.
May 27th.
Right.
May 27th. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
When you say you think so, it should be there. It should be.
Oh no, it's here.
When you say you think you sent it,
He doesn't look that confident. He's looking like he's panicking a little bit. Maybe he's playing the poker face. Maybe he's got aces in the pocket and he's letting me know.
What's going on here? What is going on here?
I say,
big up to Nathan McCrew for the super chat. Big up to you, Nathan. Big up to you, mate. How are you, buddy? I hope Atlanta is treating you nice, mate. I hope it's treating you nice.
You said, yeah, I don't think that was recorded in a heat wave. And then I've got a voice note. May 27th.
But what did you say? What did you say in the message?
Get out, boys.
I said, seen this, mate. Sent you the link. And then there's probably a bunch of words that I can't say, but it was Vinay, Venka, blah, 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 blah.
Wanker.
Spewing. Well, no, it was,
did you alert me? Did you mention anything there that alerted to the idea that it wasn't done in a heat wave? Or was it me that mentioned the heat wave?
I don't know, because there's a voice note from you. There's a voice note.
I feel like Butler's vindicated. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, we'll share the credit.
Long story short, we were both right.
I can't play the voice note because
undefeated.
Right. I can't play the voice note, Danny. Danny, we can't play the voice note because it would then get demonetized.
Listen, how many more signings are we going to do before? Do you think we're going to get Savinho and or Van Hecker and or someone else in before the World Cup, or do you think because it's deadline day on the season?
Answer me this.
Good.
Why Harry Wilson is a free?
Because his contract ran down.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you get him in?
That's the question. Sorry, I thought you said why is he free?
No. Why wouldn't you bring him in? He's quality, like he's, tried, tested, blah, blah, blah. The amount of injuries that we get, down the right wing. Why wouldn't you bring him in? I don't see what you're losing. I know he's 29, but like he's
all right though. He's not a sensational. He had a very good season for Fulham, but I don't think he's
He's pretty good.
He's got a pretty good delivery on him too.
He's pretty good.
He's all right.
He's better than what he's like.
What did he do last season? What did he do the season before?
Was
anyone talking about Harry Wilson before this season?
You've got you can put it up on the thing, mate.
Oh, I can put it up on the bloody screen.
Get it up on the old thing.
Chop then.
Fucking get it up there.
The reason I know the answer, and the answer is not a lot.
I don't know. He's pretty good against us.
Well, I mean, last 2 seasons, most people have been pretty good against us.
Right, he scored 10 goals and 7 assists this season just gone.
How many games?
In 36 games.
So then almost the entire season.
Hang on. What's happened there?
I mean, that's Gakpo's numbers, and Gakpo's going to cost 70 million according to reports.
Yeah, and then we've got our mate Kudus, who was injured for a large chunk of it. And how many goals did Kudus score?
Right, so on all seasons,
Yep.
he scored 20 goals in 114 games as a right winger. So 1 in every 6. And 20 assists, 1 in every 6. So 14, 114. Not too bad.
All right, then now let's have a look at Kudus.
Okay.
Going to be a large helping of humble pie for Butler.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, what am I? I haven't said anything about Mohamed Kudus. What are we doing here? A large helping of humble pie for Butler? What the fuck did I say? Mohamed Kudus has entered the chat, and apparently my take on Mohamed Kudus is already known. What are we doing here? I mean, mention Kudus. Let's go. Let's get him up. Pause. Here we go.
What my point is, right, on the right wing, is that Kudus, obviously, very good runner with the ball, but more times than not, minimal end product, right? And certainly not exactly a prolific goal scorer. I don't know what his conversion rate is.
Gateway.
Something's up with transfer market.
Big up, Marshall. Take care, mate.
See you, Marshall. I don't know why this isn't working.
Absolute shocker.
He's had an absolute shocker, yes.
No, it works.
He's had an absolute shocker.
Such a weird website. It just doesn't work at times.
It really doesn't. It sends. I can't look at it on my computer. I have to look at it on my phone because it sends my computer into all sorts of fucking spaz mode.
So Mohamed Kudus has scored 33 GAs in 84 in the Premier League versus Harry Wilson that has 60 and 156.
There you are, Harry Wilson.
I'm not. Hang on. I don't think that's the right ratio.
Absolute cracker.
Hang on. So 60 and 156 is 1 in 3. And 30 in 84 is less than 1 in 3. Oh, where's that humble pie going now? Even though I didn't make that.
No.
Even though I didn't say make the claim.
Back it up.
Oh, Hugo, you've had an absolute fucking shocker.
There's an absolute shocker.
No, because you moved the goalpost.
I didn't move anything.
You moved the goalpost from goals to GA. That is what you've done. How many goals? Scored goals.
We've gone from a pie to a crumble.
No, sorry.
Scored goals.
Hang on. Harry Wilson, I haven't moved any goalposts. We didn't set any goalposts.
Yeah, we did, because we talked about how many goals he'd scored.
Hang on.
Oh, Mum and Dad, come on.
20 and 114 is about 1 in 6.
Yeah.
15 and 84 is about 1 in 5.5. So on both metrics, Hugo, you're wrong. And I didn't even I didn't make an argument for
Didn't
Kudus,
even ask the
by way.
question.
I didn't even ask the question. Kudus as my, but you're wrong regardless, buddy.
No. Not wrong.
No.
Not wrong. It's the
undefeated, even in battles that I'm not involved in. What's going on, Hugo? You've had a nightmare.
No, I'm about the goals scored, mate. I'm about the goals scored. The GA.
If you don't put it in, it doesn't count.
Well, as far as the GAs are concerned, like, who's going to be on the end of it for us? You've got to have a winger that can
hopefully
score
my man Gonçalo Ramos. Now, that's a hill I'm willing to die on. A lot of people messaging me going, what are we doing here? Ramos is shit. And I'm saying, I'll die on the hill that you're a bozo about this one, just like I've died on the Mathys Tel deal, just like on that hill. And I'll also die on the argument that Daniel Levy wasn't as bad as people said he was. But there's a lot of hills to choose to die on. And for me, Gonçalo Ramos is a hill that's worthy of it. It's a nice hill. It's a nice one.
It's a very good looking hill.
It's got a lot of spot in the sun, you know. Good fertile ground. The worms are pretty cool. You know?
Hang on, we didn't quite finish up about would we take Wilson on a free to be like another option for Kudus?
Nah.
I would take Harry Wilson. Yeah.
Like he would offer something different from Kudus, would he not?
Yeah, listen, I'd take Harry Wilson, but I think Harry Wilson's going to Aston Villa or Everton, at one of those two.
Well, he's on a free, and I'm just kind of like, if we want experience and we want like someone that's, you know, decent, I don't understand why we don't go in for him, because at this stage, who's backing up Kudus on the right wing?
Let me look. Harry Wilson news. What's going on with Harry Wilson? 2 days ago, Tottenham plot move for Harry Wilson from caught offside. That's a different Harry Wilson, I think. That's racing Harry Wilson. Leeds United should be looking for a move for out of contract Wales international Harry Wilson. There's not a lot of news about it. Harry Wilson next club. Hang on. Let's have a look. Can you see this on the screen?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. You can't see it on the screen.
It's because his name sounds like a chip shop, isn't it? If it was Wilsonetti or something like that, we'd be all over him. But because it sounds like he cleans windows for a living, it's like, nah, we're all right, thanks.
Or it could be that
Aston Villa. There you go. Aston Villa are 15-8. So what's that? Just under 2-1. Tottenham are 12-1. So Benfica, Fulham, Everton, Leeds, and Villa are all interested in him. And Tottenham have drifted.
I can see him going to one of those because he just doesn't look like a bright lights of the big city kind of boy. Do you know what I mean? I think he'd be all right in Aston Villa or something like that. I don't know. London changes people.
Yeah, we don't have the Welsh mafia anymore. So, you know.
Yeah. I mean, well, we got Ben, don't we? We got Gentle Ben.
Oh God, are we still going to have him though?
Yeah, we're still going to have him. He's not going anywhere.
What are we going to do? Like wheel him out on a fucking on crutches twice a season? What are we doing?
I don't know. Yeah, to be honest, to me, the idea of Tottenham re-signing Ben Davies when you already have Sousa, Robertson, Udogie, Micky van der Ven. You've got 4 left backs now that can. You hear the way I said Robertson there?
No, you gave it a little Robertson. Will,
I know you pick up on that little flavour.
Okay, then
I love it.
Yeah, I just thought I don't really understand what Ben Davies will bring to the squad next season. No idea at all.
Unless he's doing his coaching.
Well, you can do that without being a squad player, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to have him at the club, but I don't think he's got any business being anywhere near the in the playing squad.
Own things, I don't know.
Other than your mate Ramos, any other viable options up front?
Yeah, Francolino Jew is interesting. He was injured a lot last year. He was smashing it, right? Jew for me is like what calling Francolino. Don't want to get accused of anti-Semitism. Francolino is a unbelievable talent. Big, strong, strapping, fast, quality player. Has got the right foot, the left foot, the head. He knows his position. I think that guy is going to be an absolute monster. But he just turned, whether he was 21, and then he did his ACL or did something horrendous. And then when he came back, he didn't hit the numbers that he did before his injury. And it's just one of those things where you kind of go, has that unsettled him? Has that?
It often takes a while for a player to get back up to like full operating speed after an ACL, doesn't it? You remember that when Bentancur first came back from his ACL, it took him like a while to get back.
Yeah.
Arguably, he's never gotten back to the level that he was before the ACL. But you remember it took him like, a while to get back up to operating speed.
My man Foxy, the Newcastle fan, big up to you, Foxy. Great to see you, mate. This guy, Foxy, knows a thing or two about a thing or two, by the way. If you're looking, this guy should be a scout. This guy should be doing something in football. He knows every fucking kid out there that's making waves around the world. He knows. He goes, "Oh, have you seen this bloke in Ecuador?" Like, no. Why would I know about some 17-year-old in Ecuador? He's absolutely fantastic. I go and run him through the Y Scout.
I think what you meant to say is 17-year-old footballer.
Footballer, yeah. Foxy was on Francolino's early, like I was. Right, it was. We were looking at him last year, weren't we, Foxy? And he's unbelievable. But yeah, he has his knee surgery. He's not been sensational, so we don't know.
Is there? Do we know? Is there anybody in Marseille that looks half decent? Because I know that when De Zerbi went there, I think they had a pretty big change, and there was like 15 players in and out. And I'm just wondering if there's anyone there that they would look at.
There's one guy there that's quite useful, but it would go down like an absolute.
Just keep him away from voice notes and.
Oh, yeah.
I still want to ask that question. Like, quick poll, guys. Ones and zeros. Like, as there's 1,000 people. 1,000 people here. Like, I just want to see general take. Would you get on board Mason Greenwood if he came in?
Fucking hell.
Or would you be like, absolutely fucking not?
No.
Ones and zeros. I don't want to hear like what sort of person you think he is. Just ones and zeros. That's all I want to know. Would you be on board if he came in? 1 if you would, 0 if you wouldn't. Smash the numbers, guys. Whilst that's sort of allocating into the data.
Whilst there's like an implosion going on in the chat. Yeah, Drew's out.
I can't believe I should have brought up the squad before I asked that bloody question. Fucking hell.
There's someone else. Marseille is pretty good, I think. I mean, look, Marseille FC. There's hang on. We'll go back to transfer market. What we got here? So many ads, mate. It's ridiculous. Igor Paschal. No, he's a loan. Is he on loan or is he go there permanently? Igor Paschal was a player Tottenham were linked with. Ethan Waneri, obviously he's on loan. Aman Guri, he scored some goals, didn't he? Is a centre forward. How many goals did he score last year? 8 and 3. Pretty sure he had a better season the season before, to be honest. I wanted to talk to you guys about Leon as well, right? Because Leon, have you seen the John Textor thing? I did a video about this, I don't know, a year ago, 9, 10
It's in liquidation.
Yeah, I said it at the time because he took out those payment in kind loans with
Aries
Capital, and they
have called it.
It was always going to end in tears. Like the amount of debt that he owed them was like absolutely insane, and he's run out of time, run out of juice. I don't know why he fucking bothered doing it. Absolutely mental. He was going to step in and try and take over Wolves as well. But now Leon and Botafogo and Molenbeek, which I think are the 3 clubs that he owns, they're all essentially owned by a private equity firm now. So I mean, Endrick's not one of their players. He can come back to loan, but Tyler Morton. Malik Fofana, that's an interesting player, right? That's a guy that was unbelievable a year ago. Then last season he got injured, and I don't think he came back and did too well last year. So yeah, only 12 appearances, 2 and 1. If we look at his last season's stats, look, yeah, ankle sprain around December time, wasn't it? Oh, Christmas time. Sorry, as you went into November, I think it was worse than an ankle sprain. I think it was a lot worse than that.
Got to be ligaments or tendons or something, right?
So he missed out from October all the way through until March, and then he wasn't in the squad. He played 5 minutes in the against Monaco, but wasn't in the squad. So it's interesting that he obviously saw or whatever. He's an interesting player, though. He is a very interesting player. Look at his stats from the season before. 1 second. Let me get it up. Is it on the screen? Yeah?
Yeah.
In the 24-25 season, he got 9 GA in 29 and played. So what's that, like a goal or an assist every 1,600 minutes? So, sorry, every 160 minutes or whatever. So every game and a half or whatever. Very, very talented player. But I don't think he would cost a lot of money right now, given Lyon's financial problems.
Given the state of our medical department, though,
I don't know if he's past his injury or not, but he was hot property last year. Everyone was after him last year.
Yeah.
Now he's got,
Well, at least he'll have a relationship with De Zerbi, right?
Why?
With Marseille.
No, this guy's from Lyon.
Oh, sorry, Lyon. I thought we were going back to Marseille, though.
Yeah, there's not too many players in there that are that in the Marseille squad that you'd want. I don't think. There's not that many zeros, by the way, in the ones and zeros game. There's a lot more ones than there are zeros.
21.
A lot more ones than there are zeros.
Barnes 21, is he?
Yeah.
As soon as he bangs in hat trick, people forget anyway. Sorry.
Exactly. And wouldn't that be the same with Mason Greenwood? Do you not think if Mason Greenwood
that's what I was talking about.
That's what you're talking about, was it? Yeah.
And that's not to be flippant. It's just people have got short memories.
I don't know, mate. Our club also has a complete inability for anything that's to do with like PR, managing PR,
this is
or
true.
anything else.
Probably stay away from it just from that point of view.
So it would just be I can only see it ending in tears. Every
Someone says
single...
Buska. So who's it? Skunkworks saying Vuskovic. Who's that? That's what's his face? Oh, I thought. Sorry, I'm thinking of Vlahovic. I'm thinking of Vlahovic. Yeah, but he wants too much. Money.
Vlahovic wants turbo cash. Doesn't he?
The Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust should come out and basically reconcile their opinion about
De Zerbi.
In my opinion, they were completely outrageous.
Well, it was two people though that just freestyled, wasn't it?
Or whatever, right? But like, let's be honest, De Zerbi kept us up. De Zerbi energy kept us up. And there was a massive slice of the fan base that was so anti-De Zerbi. And they brought all of that kind of poor energy towards the fans and towards the fan base. And anyone, like, it became political, like, right versus left, all that stuff. And I feel like, I feel like if you're someone in the content space who has the ability to laugh at yourself and to admit when you got things wrong, to own it, I think people give you a lot more respect and like the time of day if you kind of admit that you're human and you can err, and that you. No, I genuinely do. I genuinely do. Right, if you have a take on something, right, and if you sit there and go like, you know what, I wanted Mawani, but he's been shit. I think people like they won't wind you up about it as much if you just kind of go, you know what, I got it wrong, right? Like, right. But if you sit there and you just sort of try and design your argument, you try and manipulate and move the goalposts and go, I didn't mean that, and I was doing this, that, and that's that, and you're always trying to figure out a way to not be wrong. It creates like an envelope of people that go, you know what, I can see what you're doing, and I'm going to go hard on you on the next one as much as the last one.
Yeah.
With the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust, they should own that they were entirely fucking wrong, but they haven't. Right, and they not in any way, shape, or form. It's been absolute silence from them regarding De Zerbi.
Is there quite a lot? Is there a bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes?
De Zerbi didn't do anything fucking wrong. All he did was stand by his guy, his employee. He wasn't the guy that did the thing that apparently that Mason Greenwood did. But I just feel like sometimes in life you can win some friends and get a little bit more kind of rope if you own your opinions when they turn out to be wrong.
Yeah, it's called being accountable.
Exactly. 100%.
Right. But I mean, that is the trend nowadays, right? Is to deflect. And
I mean, I'm not talking about me specifically, Daniel. Obviously, I am undefeated. Obviously, I'm shamelessly not including myself in that regard. I'm talking about you. You all, okay? You lot need to be a little bit more humble.
Talking about Francolino Jew.
Brilliant.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I'm undefeated. When it comes to conspiracy theories, I'm entirely undefeated. When it comes to other things, I'm flawed. So flawed. But conspiracies, 99 times out of 100, I'm bang on the fucking money.
60% of the time, I'm right every time.
Exactly that. So Mason Greenwood's a no. Is he for you, Hugo?
Oh, mate.
He's a game changer. I don't think it will ever work.
As a player in isolation from everything else, as a footballer, would I have him? Yes. Every day ending in Y. With all of as a holistic, like, issue, you know, or whatever, with everything else at our particular club that couldn't run a bath, it would just be an absolute train wreck. So
yeah, but
in the grand
would you get over it?
Yeah, I could see the wood for the trees, right?
If there was a bomber drop today, guys, Mason Greenwood to Spurs, here we go. Would you go? I understand the argument of like, oh shit, like, what are we bringing on ourselves here? It's crazy. But as like you yourself, would you be supportive of the guy of him and of it, or would you be like, no, sorry?
It wouldn't be a case of me being supportive of it. It would be a case of me being supportive of De Zerbi. If De Zerbi identified him as a player that he really wanted because it was going to change the trajectory of this club, I want to support De Zerbi.
Right. So you'd get behind it.
Yeah, if it's what De Zerbi wanted, I would get behind it.
Drew?
Yeah, I'm not usually one for getting outraged on behalf of other people. So she's, it's water under the bridge for them. So what right do I have to sit on a high horse and cast judgment? Like, I got my own shit to deal with. I've caused and made enough of my own problems. I'm in no way perfect. So if it's what, it is what it is. I don't really get involved with that sort of stuff. It's not my place.
And how do you think the fan? Do you think the fan base would be like, again? 60,
I think it would be 50-50. I think it would be 50-50.
It would be...
I think it's one of those things. I think it would ebb and flow. I think, given the nature of football and given the nature of fans, I think it would be one of those things where he'll go a couple of games, have a few bad games, and it'll be like, "Told you so, look at this," and then he'll have a few good games, and it'll be, "Told you so, look at this."
Yeah, mate, it's never 50-50 because it's always, the other people that are screaming the loudest.
Right.
Who get given the gravitas.
Right. Look, it would be one thing. It would be one thing if it was an Adam Johnson, right? It would be one thing if it was a player who had been found to have been, texting people that they shouldn't be texting. Let's put it that way. But the whole thing for me is the fact that I've been around people. I've been around a couple of couples that make absolutely no sense to me. It makes no sense. Like, they're at each other's throats all the time. It's almost like they absolutely cannot stand each other. And you're sitting in the dynamic thinking to yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you putting yourself through this? What on earth is going on? But that's them. That's their relationship. It works for them. Like, I'm not going to cast judgment on it. Do I think it's fucking weird? Yes, I think it's weird. Would I want to be in that situation? Hell no. But it ebbs and flows. It works for them. And I'm not condoning what has happened, but from the outside looking in, I see somebody who, from all intents and purposes, they have moved on. They've got kids together. Like, I'm just kind of over the whole conversation. I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to win. I think everybody's going to have their own opinion on it. I think for the sake of the club, it's probably not a good look, and they would probably wouldn't do a particularly good job with the PR. And I just think it's not really, it's just not worth our time.
Can you imagine the intro video? Like the social media team going, well, this is interesting. What do we do with this one, guys?
It'd start off with a voice note, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and rather than "it'll all work out," it's too late to apologize.
Oh God, it's too much. Let's just go for Ramos. Let's just get him
as long as it's not Michael Jackson, we'll be all right.
Just get Ramos in, get a decent winger in, get another midfielder in. We'll all just forget about it. We'll just move on. We'll have a nice World Cup. Nobody will get injured. Everything will be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just hope for that. I think Van Hecker, there's been a third bid. Apparently, a couple of people saying a third bid went in for Van Hecker this morning. I don't know if that's just ITKs or
really
no TKs or
We
what.
must
I
be
don't know.
getting
Don't know.
Honestly, if we do have a back line next season of Jed Spence, Pedro Porro, Robertson, Udogie, Robertson, and then
Andy.
Senessi, Micky van der Ven, Danso, and Van Hecker, and then maybe Vuskovic as the fifth. I mean, that you got on paper, that is probably, arguably a top, probably a top 2, top 3.
Dude, have you seen the like there was a clip. There was a clip that came up on my it was on my Instagram, I think it was, like Andy Robertson top 5 moments or something. You seen the clip where Darwin Núñez is giving a speech and he's doing it in obviously like Uruguayan, I guess they're Spanish, and Andy Robertson's sitting there and he finishes the speech and he's like, "Yes, Darwin, yes, I didn't understand a word you said, but I love it. Let's go, let's go." And it's just like that's the sort of stuff you want in the background. Do you know what I mean? He's just
Energy.
I don't know. He's got the energy.
He's got Bull,
like the been there and done it. I think he doesn't take any shit. So I think he'll be the first to call people up as well. I think it's fantastic. I think he's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be banter, to be honest with you. I think he will be great.
Yeah, sensational stuff.
Sensational.
All right, guys, listen. 2 hours. I was only supposed to go on for an hour. I'm going to apologise again for.
Well, we have that effect. We can have that effect.
I love it. I love you guys when you pop on.
It's also it's too late to apologise, Sean.
Too late to apologise.
It's too late.
Sorry about the this morning's delay, and love you. Thank you all for coming on, and thank you to everyone who's been watching and paying attention to the show. Don't forget to smash like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And I'll be back. Well, if there's a bomber or two, I'll be back later on with some more shameless clickbait. Make sure you smash all those like buttons, and don't forget
hype
the video as well. SpursHub.co.uk. We're almost at 1,000 members. It's growing really quick, and there's features coming every single day. Like I say, I'm about to go and drop a lot of money on some data manipulation stuff. I'm going to make it all visual, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun place. So get over to Spurs Hub, and also code Sean 15 at checkout. OK Jersey. As soon as they get their next season's club up, I will let you know. But get over there anyway and spend some money. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you, Drewski. Appreciate you, Hugo. Thank you, mate. Love you, boys. And have a good day, everybody. Speak to you later. Bye.
Enjoy your Sunday.
Have a good one.
Bye. And